All right, so I had said in my previous video that I was going to move on after talking about this current setup and what we have going on. And I was going to start getting into the things that I really wanted to be actually doing in terms of the content, and not so much like me figuring out things that I'm less than an expert at. And, you know, there's already people out there that are doing stuff that makes way more sense than what I'm doing, and they just are way more experienced and have way more expertise. Then what happened was it was really cold, so they canceled school, so I didn't have class. So in order to have class now, we do remote learning. That gives me the opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to take this setup and I am going to teach a class using all this video and all this equipment that I was just setting up anyway. So it was like, you know, it was fade. Everything aligned perfectly. What that ended up doing was making me a liar, because now I'm going to be talking about setup again, which I said that I wasn't going to do anymore. We find ourselves here again talking about how to set things up. So I suppose I'm a liar. All right. So one thing that I needed to do is I needed to turn my Rodecaster around. This is backwards, the backwards view, the backside of the Rodecaster Pro 2. I only had a cable that was about 1 foot long. So I had to turn it backwards and lean it over the side of the desk here. And I had to connect this to an adapter that goes from USB-C to USB 3.0. And you could see that's right there in the front of the computer. The reason I had to do it that way is because on the ATEM Mini Pro ISO, there's one USB-C that I'm moving around right now. There's one USB-C port. That had to be connected to my computer. Usually it just talks through this Ethernet cable that's blinking green there on the screen, but I needed it to connect to my computer. And here's the poor little Samsung T7 hard drive that had to be disconnected because there's only one port. So in order for my computer to see my ATEM Mini Pro ISO setup as a webcam, it had to be connected through USB-C. So I took the one that was originally in the Rodecaster and I put it in the ATEM Mini. I took the T7 hard drive off, and now it saw it as a webcam. So now I have video and I have audio, and both of them are connected through USB-C. Now, when I did this, I was able to speak to people. They were able to hear me. They were able to see me. I was able to switch between cameras, just like we're usually doing. But I was able to use all the effects on the board. I was able to use all the effects on the Rodecaster, and they were able to hear that. But I was not able to play audio from my computer, so that made me a little bit sad. You notice here that when I'm recording, that isn't a problem, which I'm still trying to sort out why that is. So now when we're recording, we're going to have to sacrifice that USB-C connection to the ATEM Mini, and we're going to have to replug in the T7 hard drive. So that's what I'm doing right here. I took the USB-C cable out, and now I'm plugging in the cable to the hard drive, which I'm struggling with because my hands are cold, because it's cold here. And that's why we weren't in school, and that's why I had the opportunity to mess about with all this stuff. When you're recording, you're going to have your T7 hard drive connected to the USB-C, and there's only one. It's going to talk to the switcher through Ethernet. So if I need to do something with my switcher, I'm able to go into the ATEM software control, and I'm able to do stuff on my computer. When you're recording, you're going to plug in your T7 hard drive. If you need to get to your ATEM software, it's still there because it's going through your Ethernet port. Another piece of equipment here that we're looking at is this cable that goes from 2 1/4-inch audio cables on the back of the Rodecaster Pro. There's blue and red. The blue goes on top, the red goes on the bottom. I know that much. These 2 1/4-inch cables go from the Rodecaster 2 into the ATEM Mini, and it changes on this end to a 35 millimeter jack. That is what allows you to can have your audio pumped into your video. So you can see right here in the other video, I said I was about to make the best video I ever made, and I recorded the whole thing, and then I realized that this mic right here, mic 1, was off. You see this was plugged in here, and automatically when I turned this thing on, this thing went to off, or I switched it to off. I don't know what happened, but you have to make sure that that's on. And one of the issues that I was running into yesterday with the video that I noticed, I think that I'm getting some kind of feedback from that cable. And there is a video out there where I have to find it again, but there was someone that was just swearing by the idea that they have tried like 100 different cables, and they found the one cable that works and doesn't give you any kind of like audio static background line noise. But if you want your audio to go into your ATEM, that's how you got to do it. Your inputs are going in through your board, all your effects in there. It's pumping it out and it's putting it into the video. If I press this record button on the Rodecaster Pro 2, I would actually be recording to this little mini SD card right here that says, you could maybe make that out, says 2 hours. So now not only am I taking all of this mix and running it through the red and blue cable that's going into the ATEM, that's part of the video, right? It's sort of like baked into the video. I'm also making a separate one that is on this little SD card. So if there's anything that goes wrong with this video, or if I'm getting weird feedback noise from this going through there and making it mic 1, which some people swear that when you connect these two devices, they sometimes don't play well together. You have an audio track that is recorded separately. This next part is something that drove me absolutely crazy for a really long time. And I'm going to put this in here. This is like the most important part. This is like the payoff here to the whole video. I don't want you to go crazy trying to figure this out. So what I was trying to do was get a mic signal, a mic level signal, line level signal coming out of the Rodecaster and going into mic 1 on the ATEM Mini Pro, so that my audio was baked right in and I was able to just do a thing and just say, okay, it's done, and I don't really need to mess with it. I don't need to use the separate audio recording. I don't need to line everything up. It's just done. It's ready to go. What you need to do is go to the little gear button on the top of the Rodecaster Pro 2, and this is this part that really no one is specifically talking about. You're going to press outputs, then you're going to press monitor, and then it has to look like this. If it doesn't look like this, it won't work. It has to be black, black, white. If you try black, 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 white, 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 black, white, black, any of these combinations, you will not get anything. You'll get no line level signal. It is the most infuriating, crazy thing. And this is such a subtle thing that the only reason that I realized it is because I saw a video where somebody just flashed into this and I was like, wait, black, black, white? I don't think I've tried that. I knew that this had to be a thing, but I didn't know that these two things mattered as much as they do. So please don't go insane for hours and hours and hours and watch a ton of videos. Those are the secret buttons in getting this cable, this blue-red cable, into the ATEM Mini to have the audio go right in there without any problems. There's no other way. I think this might be the answer to why I can't have my computer audio playing in a broadcast like I was doing with a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet situation. My orange button is my computer audio. That's USB 1. But here's what I think needs to happen. You need to hit output routing on this channel. Once you hit the orange button, I just hit output routing. And then I think you might need to change this to main mix. So when I do that, when I change this to main mix, it gives this warning. And this warning scares me because there's an exclamation point next to it. And anytime I get a warning like this, I feel like I've done something wrong. So I don't know. I haven't tested this yet, but if I go into the Rodecaster Pro and I go into these settings and I change that into main mix, maybe it will include my computer audio so that the people on the other side can hear my computer audio. But I switched it back because I got scared. I chickened out. I got scared. I switched it back. I don't know. It was scary. Scary stuff. Is everything working? Yeah. For the most part, it's working. Can you hear royalty-free music in the background? I don't know. Let's try. It hasn't kicked in. The beat hasn't kicked in yet. The Art of God of War Ragnarok. Anytime a book says the art of in front of it, I have to buy it. I have to own it. It's a problem. It's a weakness. I don't play a lot of video games, but the art of a video game, I'm buying that book every single time. Hopefully you got something out of that. I think at the end of this, I am officially done trying to figure things out and make videos about figuring things out. I'm going to make videos about stuff that I want to make videos about. I can't promise because I've lied before about this, but I think that I'm done making videos about trying to figure things out. Hopefully someone watches this and says, "Oh, I do that. I know what I'm doing. I'm an expert. I know where all the buttons are." And you get in here in the comments and you straighten me out. That would be amazing. Any tips that you have are welcome. All right. See you next time. Wait, you're over there. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. There's a little button that they put on the laptop or something, and then they say click it, and then you can never even miss a video.
That's if you subscribe.